This is file 1919, where every legend has a file, and every myth hides a darker truth. Tonight we open a file from the dense forests of West Africa, a place where the trees grow tall, where sunlight barely touches the ground, and where something is said to wait in the branches above. A creature with iron teeth, hooks instead of feet, and a hunger for human flesh. Its name is the But what exactly was the Asanbosam? A demon? A forest spirit? Or something far more symbolic? This is the Asanbosam file. The legend of the Asanbosam comes from the traditions of the Akan people of present-day Ghana and parts of Ivory Coast. For centuries, the Akan maintained a rich spiritual system. They believed forests were not empty spaces. They were alive, watched, protected by spirits. The forest was sacred, but it was also dangerous. And deep within that danger, stories of the Asanbosam began to spread. According to Akan folklore, the Asanbosam was a vampiric forest being. It lived high in the trees, it had iron-like teeth, and instead of normal feet, it had hooks. These hooks allowed it to hang from branches silently, waiting when an unsuspecting traveler walked beneath the trees. The creature would drop down suddenly, attacking with speed and precision. The Asanbosam was said to feed on human blood and flesh. Unlike other spirits, it was not invisible. It was physical, deadly, and territorial. But here is the question. Why would such a creature exist in the stories of the Akan? To understand that, we must understand the forest itself. In ancient times, West African forests were extremely dense and dangerous. Wild animals, venomous snakes, unstable terrain, criminal activity, disappearance without explanation. If someone entered the forest and never returned, what explanation could a village give? The Asanbosam became that explanation. It was not just a monster, it was a warning. A warning to children not to wander alone. A warning to respect nature. A warning that danger can come from above, not just from the ground. Some anthropologists believe the hooked feet description may symbolize how predators move through trees. Others suggest it represents the fear of the unknown in thick jungle environments. But there is more. European missionaries in the 19th century documented stories of the Asanbosam. Some described it as a type of African vampire, but these descriptions may have been influenced by European interpretations of African beliefs. Was the Asanbosam truly a vampire in the Western sense, or was it something different entirely? Unlike classic vampires, the Asanbosam did not live among humans. It did not hide in cities. It belonged to the forest. It was part of the wilderness. A spirit of untamed land. Today, in modern Ghana, the Asanbosam is largely considered folklore. Urban communities view it as myth, but in some rural regions, elders still tell the story, not as literal truth, but as cultural memory. The Asanbosam represents fear of the wild, respect for nature, and the dangers that come when humans underestimate their environment. So, was the Asanbosam real? There is no scientific evidence of a creature with iron teeth and hook-like feet, no physical remains, no verified sightings, but the fear it inspired was real. The lessons it carried were real, and the forest dangers it symbolized were very real. Maybe the Asanbosam never needed to exist physically. Maybe it existed to protect, to warn, to teach. Across cultures, similar forest spirits appear. Creatures that live in trees. Beings that punish trespassers. Monsters that guard sacred land. Perhaps every civilization creates a guardian of the wild, and perhaps the Asanbosam was the Akan version of that guardian. A symbol of the thin line between civilization and chaos. So the next time you walk through a dense forest, look up, because according to legend, that's where it waits. This has been File 1919. What do you believe? Was the Asanbosam simply folklore, or could ancient stories hold hidden truths about our past? Let us know in the comments. And if you're ready to open the next file, subscribe to File 1919 because every legend has a file, and we're just getting started.